Rev-Up Caribbean, a virtual business incubator, continues to expand its reach within the region to equip high-growth potential businesses, startups, and entrepreneurs with the tools and the support needed to grow and access well-needed financing. Speaking at the company's second launch, Dr. Nigel Clark, Minister of Finance and the Public Service, commended Rev-Up's role in empowering micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs, to maximize their growth potential.
And the role of the incubator is indispensable in helping companies realize their ambition and realize their potential, allowing them to scale up and to make decisions where scarce resources have to be allocated, and to ensure that they can manage the growth opportunities and the challenges that they face.
Managing Director of Rev-Up Caribbean, Sandra Glasgow, spoke on why the company chose to include regional MSMEs and how they will benefit.
Rev-Up was always had a mandate to serve the Caribbean. And we think they're really important imperatives for us to venture outside of Jamaica into the Caribbean. For one, we see the potential for a lot of collaboration between our founders in the region. This is a small market. A lot of our Jamaican founders want to enter into markets in the Caribbean. We are really focused on developing a Caribbean-wide ecosystem for startups and scale-ups, which means that we're looking not just at training opportunities for founders, but also access to financing. We were birthed out of First Angels Jamaica, and we have been collaborating with a number of private investors in the Caribbean to create angel investor networks in the rest of the Caribbean. And we think that if we come together, it would be a powerful force to support founders' aspirations to start, grow, and scale their businesses.
She also spoke of the importance of business incubators to economic growth in the Caribbean.
A business incubator like ours is really the perfect vehicle to provide that support. We bring a lot of resources into the mix. We have mentors, we have expert presenters, we have partners that provide all kinds of perks. So this is what a business incubator does. It brings resources together, experts, to support and guide founders as they grow their businesses.
More than 60 MSMEs from across the region are set to benefit from the program, geared at helping founders to develop their investment readiness, leadership, marketing, sales, team building, systems, strategic planning, and market acceleration. Now for your market updates. In foreign exchange trading for Monday, June 20, the US dollar sold for an average of $152.45. The Canadian dollar ended trading at $117.19. The pound sterling traded for $187.36, and the euro sold for an average of $163.30. The following reflects the movement of the JSE indices in Monday's trading session. The JSE index declined by 521 points to close at over 300,000 units. The junior market index advanced by 111 points to close at over 4,000 units. The combined market index advanced by 514 points to close at over 300,000 units, and the All Jamaican Composite Index declined by 860 points to close at over 400,000 units. Overall market activity resulted from trading in 107 stocks, of which 56 advanced, 34 declined, and 17 traded firm. Stocks advanced for 138 Student Living Jamaica Limited, 1834 Investments Limited, and Access Financial Services Limited. Stocks declined for AMG Packaging and Paper Company Limited, Caribbean Cream Limited, and Caribbean Producers Jamaica Limited. Trading firm were Blue Power Group Limited, CAC 2000 9.5% cumulative redeemable preference shares, and Caribbean Assurance Brokers Limited. The following companies represent the overall volume leaders: Dollar Financial Services with over 19 million units, JFP Limited with over 3 million units, and Trans-Jamaican Highway Limited with over 2 million units. In regional stocks, in Trinidad and Tobago, 0 securities were traded. On the Barbados Stock Exchange, First Caribbean International Bank was the volume leader with over 10,000 shares, followed by Goddard Enterprises Limited, which traded over 1,000 shares. In international business, Sri Lanka has closed down schools and shut down non-essential government services for 2 weeks to preserve fuel supplies. It comes on the same day the government sits down for bailout talks with the International Monetary Fund. The country is said to be facing its worst economic crisis since the country gained independence in 1948. A shortage of goods and rising petrol prices are escalating the situation. Al Jazeera News has the details.
Crisis talks at the Prime Minister's office in Colombo. A 10-member delegation from the International Monetary Fund is in Sri Lanka to discuss a bailout package.
It's the greatest crisis that we have ever had since independence. And the precursor to this is it's about 30% due to misfortune and 70% due to mismanagement. So it's a mother of all crises, and if not for the IMF, there's really no other safety net that can save us.
There's no money to import food, medicine, fuel or cooking gas. People have struggled with shortages for months, but things have got worse and Sri Lankans have run out of patience. This senior policeman was filmed assaulting motorists who were demanding fuel. Army personnel fired into the air on at least 2 other occasions. And in this incident, protesters turned on a VIP vehicle that had jumped the fuel queue. On Monday, police arrested 21 people demonstrating outside the Finance Ministry for obstruction. They said it had delayed senior officials attending meetings with the IMF delegation. If approved, the rescue package will be Sri Lanka's 17th bailout from the institution.
This is self-inflicted. So we have excess demand, and we have had excessively loose fiscal and monetary policy that has led to this destabilization. So the discussion with the IMF are the parameters that Sri Lanka has to put in place for us to go back to a stable position.
The situation is dire. Schools have been closed for 2 weeks and public servants have been asked to work from home. Analysts say IMF funding is a double-edged sword for Sri Lanka, as it may be the lifeline the country desperately needs to prevent economic collapse, but will come at a price. Higher taxes, an end to subsidies and other austerity measures. Minna Fernandez, Al Jazeera, Colombo.
In market data for oil prices rose on high summer fuel demand, while supplies remain tight because of sanctions on Russian oil after its invasion of Ukraine. Brent crude rose $1.80 or 1.6% to $115.93, and West Texas Intermediate crude rose $2.26 or 2.1% to $111.82 a barrel. That was the business report on PBCJ. I'm Danita Rodney.